Here we are in 702 land in the midst of another heat wave which is going to be spoilt by the Cape weather all over again. Surely that should be your zero for the week.
Well, they are pretty miserable the way they keep interrupting our nice little heat waves and sending their cold fronts up. I agree with you.
It's just enough. It's enough of the Antarctic weather.
Well, I'll be down in Cape Town this weekend. I'll have a word with them.
Oh, but you're at the Lurie's, aren't you?
It might be.
Wearing your socks.
Absolutely.
And something else, I hope?
We shall see.
What's your hero?
Well, I know I seem to talk about car ads all the time, but I think there's something in that the topics that interest you are the ones that you tend to be drawn towards. So I'm going to give another hero to a car brand this week, and I'm going to give it to Chevrolet. Now, Chevrolet's classic campaign from the 70s, a global campaign, was that wonderful ditty about Brieflace, rugby, sunny skies, and Chevrolet, with different words in different markets. And there's a commercial now on air for their utes, or pickups as we call them, or buckies as we call them, which is reminiscent. It has that lifestyle feel, it has that fun factor about it. It just shows the bucky being used for all sorts of wonderful, wild and different purposes. And it ends with the line along the lines of, this is U-Butte, but ute as in utility vehicle. It's a nice, easygoing, relaxed commercial which avoids all the stereotypes about engine capacity and double overhead camshafts and floating rear suspensions. It just says, look how much fun you can have with a Chev. And I think it's nice. Because
lots of people buy cars for fun anyway.
Exactly.
And they don't really care. It's a bit like a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Do you really care what's inside it?
And also people buy buckies not just because they're builders who need to shovel a ton of bricks around the place. They buy them because they make great utility vehicles.
Well, if that's your hero, what is your zero?
Well, there was a commentary, an opinion piece in The Times earlier this week written by Peter Delmar. And it was quite serious by his normally flippant and light-hearted standards. And it was criticising the outdoor campaign that is advertising the Sexpo on at Gallagher Estate at the moment. And in particular, it was focusing on the portable billboards that they tow behind trailers and leave by the side of the road. And it's a reasonably graphic visual there, as you can imagine, and a huge, great headline saying Sexpo. And he was saying this is wrong and this is in the wrong place. The medium should not be used in that way. And that it's difficult for families driving past with kids saying, "What's that, Dad?" etc. And I think I agree with him. You know, in other industries like liquor, there are quite stringent controls on where you can and cannot place advertisements. And I know that in fact billboards can be used by liquor brands, but I think that they are in a slightly different category to this. And I would have thought that it could be quite possible to have just as efficient an advertising campaign for a brand like Sexpo, which has every right to advertise, make no mistake. I'm not saying they shouldn't be allowed to advertise. I'm saying that particular choice of relatively indiscriminate medium in terms of who it reaches is wrong for that particular category and brand. And I think they've been a bit lazy. They've got the billboards, they've got the trailers. I wonder if it wouldn't have been better to put a bit of effort into planning a strategy that reached just as many people, but without such a great risk of exposing a fairly salacious message to an impressionable young audience.
And putting off a certain part of your market as well.
Yes. So, zero for that, for a media planning reason, to Sexpo this week.
Well, of course, we would like to know what you think about that. So go along to the ad feature with Andy Rice's Facebook page and tell us. We would love to hear from you. And of course, if there are enough of you talking about it, we'll bring it up on the show next time.